Good evening. Graduates, you can please be seated. My name is Kevin Brown. I'm the superintendent of the Davison Community Schools. I'd like to welcome you tonight to the 2019 graduation ceremony for the Davison Alternative Education High School, class of 2019. We are all extremely proud of the accomplishments of these fine young men and women. And before I turn the ceremony over to Mr. Pigger, I would like to share just a few thoughts. Graduates, as you begin this next chapter in your life, always remember to believe in yourselves. Set goals and work hard to accomplish those goals. Have a plan. Figure out what you really want in life and go get it. Don't listen to the naysayers. Don't buy into the negativity or the pessimism. Don't listen to those who say you can't, because if you think you can't, you won't. If you believe you can, you will. There will be challenges and hardships along the way. Always face your challenges head on and maintain a positive attitude and a strong work ethic. If you do, you can accomplish anything. Strive to be great, because as I think you know, good enough is never really good enough. Pay attention to the details and always do your best. If something is worth doing, it's worth doing well. Don't take shortcuts, and be proud of a job well done. Don't be a bystander in life. Get involved. Seek ways to serve your community and others. Lead by example. Be humble yet confident, and never forget where you've come from. Follow your dreams and you can accomplish great things. As a good friend and mentor of mine once said, no one said it was going to be easy, just worth it. In closing, I would like you all to take a look around the auditorium. The people here this evening are here for one and only one reason. They're here to support you, to see you graduate from Davison Alternative Education High School. We're all very proud of you and all of your accomplishments, but we also know that you didn't get here all by yourself. You've had parents, friends, family members who have supported you and been there to help along the way. So before we begin this evening, I'd like to ask all of the graduates to stand, face the audience, and give those here to support you a round of applause. Thank you. Mr. Pigger?
Seniors, please sit down. We do practice that, by the way, folks. So. Thank you very much, Superintendent Brown. Good evening and welcome to the Davison Alternative Education 2019 Commencement Exercises. I'm Jerry Pigger, principal here at DAE. It's wonderful to see so many proud parents, family members, and friends here to celebrate this momentous achievement with our graduating seniors. I'm so pleased that you are able to join us tonight for this very special occasion. Seniors, I want to start by telling you how very proud I am of all of you. In my second year, it has been my privilege and humble honor to serve as your principal. Over the last 2 years, I've been able to get to know each of you more, and I've realized what a special and unique group of students you truly are. We often talk about our DAE family in our school, which includes every person who works at our school and each of you. And like most families I know, there were times that we didn't always get along. And I have to admit here in front of everyone that there were even times that I may have had to yell at you to motivate you. But no, from the bottom of my heart, if I ever did had to raise my voice and yell at you, and I say this so sincerely, it was honestly for only one reason only, and that was simply because you were annoying me that day. So, yeah. I'm joking, of course. The truth of the matter, folks, is that there was not a day that I didn't see each of these seniors in front of you interact with someone in our DEA family where they didn't get a high five, a fist bump, a hug, or often it was just an ear for someone to listen to you when you were having an off day. I heard you talk with your teachers and our secretaries and our staff about your classes, what you were learning in school, and then I would hear you talk with them about things outside of school, a job you may have started, your questions and sometimes fears of what you would do once you left the walls of our DAA family. I would hear our teachers tell you that you were going to be fine and you would do great things with your life because of the academic skills you learned at DAE and life lessons that have brought you the experiences to be successful in life. And as you leave tonight from graduation, my wish for you is to remember your time, your school family, and your positive experiences to continue to move forward in life. Now, seniors, oftentimes in graduation speeches, you will hear people tell you to go forward and change the world. You are the generation that can make a difference and bring about great positive changes. I tell you not to worry about doing this at all and only focus on making a better version of you. Set small goals that you can reach within the day and the week, and set long-term goals that require more dedication and commitment, much like the dedication that helps you earn your diploma. I encourage you to be kind to people and have empathy and understanding of people with different views and opinions. It will be your actions that make a difference. No one has ever made a positive difference in the world by only posting on social media. Choose your words wisely and your actions will follow. For I believe if every person works at bettering themselves, then how can the world not be a better place? Indulge me with a quick story. When I was young, I wouldn't always choose my words and actions very well, and I was known to have a little bit of a temper. Looking back, these were always times that most likely I didn't get my way or like being told to no to something. I remember it was about this time that my grandma told me to say a little phrase when I would get mad. She told me to say this: "Temper, temper, little man. Control that anger. I know you can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There, now aren't you glad that you're alive?" And she would say it just like that in that sing-song voice. "Temper, temper, little man." And she would say it just like that. And I remember thinking when I first heard that, saying to myself, I'm not saying that. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. There's no way I'm going to say that. But then just one time when I could feel I was starting to get mad, I stepped out of the moment and I said that phrase to myself. And what that did was bring me back into the moment with a different perspective of what was actually going on. My grandma passed away many years ago, but her phrase has always stayed with me, and it has taught me that life is about perspective. What you perceive to be good and bad moments in your life will really be determined by how you look at those moments and how you handle yourself. Each of you has had a different experience that brought you to graduation tonight. You have reached your goal to graduate, you've overcome obstacles to be successful, and at some point you found a new perspective. In the end, you made yourself better because of it. I know you will all keep moving forward in your life. You will do great things, and you will all make a positive difference in the world. Seniors, I'm so very proud of all of you. I love all of you. Thank you very much. Before we present our graduates to you, I would like to reflect on the highlights of the class of 2019. Davison Alternative Education proudly presents 37 seniors with their high school diploma. Some of our seniors graduated earlier in the school year and are unable to be with us tonight. 12 students completed their graduation requirements earlier in the year, and 1 student completed the requirements for graduation in 3 years. 2 of our seniors are graduating with gold honor cords. 4 of our seniors earned the A+B =C award from the Davison Kiwanis Club. 3 seniors contributed over 120 hours of service in their community, earning white community service cords. 4 community organizations are awarding 5 scholarships tonight to seniors. At our second annual Decision Day celebration, 18 seniors committed to attend a community college, 4 seniors committed to attending a 4-year university, 3 seniors are entering the military, 4 seniors will be entering the skilled trades, and many seniors have begun the next chapter in their lives by entering the workforce. 3 of our seniors served on the Principal's Advisory Committee and attended a high ropes course and a leadership training. 7 seniors exemplified the ABCs of DAE and were recognized for their attendance, behavior, and credits, and they were awarded by attending the Planet 3 Extreme Air Park this spring. Many of our seniors attended college campus tours to Oakland Community College, Mott Community College, Saginaw Valley, and the University of Michigan Flint. 9 seniors attended manufacturing and construction career days. I think we can all agree that this is a unique group of young men and women that are leaving DAE with great potential. Can we give them a round of applause, please? Now, it's a long-standing tradition of Davison Alternative Education to have representatives of the senior class to speak at graduation. This evening, we have 2 outstanding students carrying on this tradition. Our first student speaker came to us as a junior. She is a spirited young woman. I've seen her being passionate about many things throughout the year, and she's driven to succeed. It is my pleasure to introduce Alexi Bartels.
School. It's a very loaded word. What school means to teens these days is all different. What the word means today is different for each of us. What that word means to me is different today than it was 3 years ago. I used to think of school to be overwhelmed with stress, anger, and anxiety. Each morning I would think, great, I have to come here and be surrounded by all these people and do things that it's nothing to me. I wish I had a good high school experience like I hear other students and parents talk about. You know, the things that you're excited for Spirit Week, being involved in activities and sports, and even enjoying the simple football games. For me, I didn't see the point. How long are these people going to be in my life? It all started my freshman year. That was a really rough year, as it is for most people. So many new experiences, people, and expectations. I took all my frustrations out by fighting everything and everyone, from my parents to my teachers and my peers. I dealt with the typical freshman stuff in the not so typical way. I couldn't figure out why I felt like I was not so typical, and I paid for it. I knew what I was capable of. I was smart, and I knew I could be successful like every adult tells us, right? But I wasn't having it. My sophomore year just got worse. I became very self-destructive, not even going to school, battling with myself because I wanted to do well. But I had the urge to just act like I didn't care. Looking back now, what that urge was, I just didn't have the tools I needed to be successful. So what did I care about? I couldn't find it, so it just made me depressed. I had gone from a straight A student to a straight D's, barely hanging on, basically failing at life, and my failing at life was not an option for my parents because they were still holding on to the girl they knew I could be. The day I walked into my junior year of school with lots of dread, the principal called me into her office. Of course, my thoughts went straight to, okay, well, what did I do now? Scenarios. But that wasn't the case this time. She told me I was going to be transferred to the alternative high school. My first 2 weeks of this new school, I had the realization that these past 2 years of my life, I could have been right across the parking lot having the good high school experience with my DAE family. I wouldn't say I was nervous, but I was definitely over the fact now that I was just going to be fighting all my life, and I didn't think the alternative would benefit me at all. This school has opened my eyes on what high school means to me. Now, what high school means to me is, of course, great. I get to wake up now, go to school, but I enjoy being here now and seeing all my teachers and being able to talk to them and even having friends. I'm very happy with Ms. Kinkle making the decision she did by putting me here. Now, enough of my life story. Thank you so much to all the DAE staff for making me feel at home, safe, and supported. DAE is so much more than a school, it's a family. From the moment I walked into Miss Lewis's room, I was so nervous, and I was not a big fan of her, in all honesty. But now, if you know us, she is my school mom. I go to her for everything, and I even text her now. And Miss Springsteen, oh boy, we did not get along in the beginning, and I was one of the many new kids to hate her phone rule. I was always on my phone, but I am very happy by her getting me off that double box and doing my work. Miss Weekly was the first science teacher I ever liked and who actually gave me the confidence to make me feel like I am good at something. My second year, I had Mr. White for the first time, and I thought these classes are going to be so boring. But Mr. White definitely kept it interesting and didn't mess around. He had a huge contribution to making my high school experience better. Now it's my second year here, and it's all thanks to Miss Bennett for being able to get me to this point and graduate early and show me all the scholarships to apply for. And Miss Hollenbeck, you are my school aunt. You have helped me so much this year with all of my senior project stuff. I could have never done it without you. I used to dread going to the office, but now I'm greeted with a ray of sunshine. Miss Trombley. Her and I used to butt heads all the time at the high school, but now all we do is talk and laugh. Last but not least, Miss Colvin. I just met you this year, and you're a hoot. I love going to class and talking to you. Now, my fellow students, enough of all of this. It's about us now. I know all of you will be successful and go somewhere in life. We got this. We are the class of 2019, and we have so much of the world ahead of us. Things get harder before they get better, so please do not give up. I promise it is not the way to go. These teachers have worked so effortlessly, tirelessly, and put in so many hard-working hours to help us. So let's show them what we're capable of and show them that that their hard work has paid off. I know they don't want to see or hear about us getting in trouble when we get out of here. We have put many hours of work into this, so let's not waste it either. I say we go out there and take the world by storm. I say that we prove to everyone that we are smart, motivated young adults. Who's with me? Congratulations, class of 2019, we did it.
Thank you, Lexi, for your kind words. Our next senior representative came to us as a junior. He is a very outgoing, creative young man. I've only seen him be kind and courteous to anyone I've ever seen him interact with. It is my pleasure to introduce our next student speaker, Diego Frias Martinez.
Well, good evening, everybody. As you heard Mr. Picker say, my name is Diego Frias. During my junior year of high school, I was transferred to DAE for credit recovery. At first glance, I was scared to transfer over to the alt-ed building. I was truly scared. I didn't really want to talk to anybody. I didn't really know anyone. I just wanted to get back up on track and head back to the main building. But my first week there, I realized that everyone is not that different from those at the main building. The truth of the matter is that everyone is better. The staff was incredible, the students, and mostly our principal, Mr. Picker, who worked extremely hard to make sure DAE was a family, and that we all viewed ourselves as a member of this family. The teachers are fantastic, and there's not more that can be said. They listen, they motivate students to move forward. Same can be said about our counselor, Mrs. Bennett, who talked with students about their plans and their future. And if we were prepared with an idea of what we wanted to do after high school. Same can be said about our student mentor and former teacher, Mr. White, who loves talking with students and making sure that we all stayed on track to get where we are today. There's a question I often ask myself. Would I have transferred over to the alt sooner had I known everything that would come of it? Back then I would have said, you're insane, and there's no way you're going to the alt. Today, that opinion or answer has changed drastically. I found this excerpt from another graduation speech I found on Google Images, and it has no author, so I'm going to give them credit as the anonymous writer. And the writer says, "There is a universal truth that we all have to face, whether we like it or not. All things we know and our love eventually end. I've always wanted to see this day happen, and I know all my fellow classmates have as well. I'm confident when I say that everyone doesn't like endings, such as the ending to a great book, last day of summer, saying goodbye to a close friend, the list goes on. If there's one thing we can't escape, is endings. They are the definition of inevitable. Today is one of those events where we say goodbye to the things that we looked at as familiar, to the things we saw as comfortable, to the chain of events that helped us grow and become prepared for the road ahead of us. As much as it hurts to leave all of this behind and go on with life, we have to recognize all the people we had in our lives during this time who have been there by our side and will be there no matter what. From teachers, mentors, counselors, friend groups, whoever it may be, they were and will be our solid ground. The small voices in our head and in our hearts guiding us in the right path. We should never forget them because they are a part of us. I want to thank all the teachers, my friends, and all the staff members who have made these 4 years of high school an adventure. Congratulations, class of 2019. We finally did it.
Thank you, Diego. Very well said. Another long-standing tradition at DAE is for a staff member to address the senior class. This year's speaker is a teacher who has taught at DAE for 5 years. She recognizes that each student has a unique learning style, and she works with them to achieve success. She is very approachable and oftentimes provides an understanding ear to students, and I see this weekly from this teacher with students. It is my honor to introduce Miss Crystal Weekly.
Thank you for the introduction, Mr. Pigger. I am so grateful to have received this honor and to have been part of the years-long metamorphosis of these talented individuals we're here to celebrate today. Unlike the traditional high school, the Alt-Ed has a very small lot. Our staff of 15 serves just about 150 students, which means that we work with each student quite often throughout their high school career. This unique dynamic enables us to forge strong relationships with and among students, motivating their success in education and encouraging our family ties to DAE. Over the years, every member of our school has provided countless hours of support to one another, which has strengthened our bond even more so with these emerging young adults. My heart is full as I see many of what we call our kids graduating today. Graduates, while this journey seems all behind you, I assure you its significance will last a lifetime. Today, we honor all that you have struggled to overcome and the stigmas you've overturned to succeed in your education. Maya Angelou said, "If you don't like something, change it. And if you can't change it, change your attitude." While that's easy enough to say, it seems harder to live by. I'm sure your initial attendance at DAE was met with some anxiousness and discomfort. You may have even arrived with a small chip on your shoulder. Starting in a new place is never easy, which I'm sure that most of us can attest to. But since you've enrolled, your hours of hard work and dedication have led to this milestone achievement. You have pushed yourself towards your goals and met each challenge with success. You did not let the alternative define you, you defined it. You have helped this school grow into a better place. During your time here, your confidence has soared and your determination has flourished. You have become a proud member of our DAE family. You have shared your brilliant mind, your talents, and your compassion, all within this network of support, signifying the value of your educational achievements. For each of us, change is inevitable, but we must remember that not all changes intend to disrupt our life. Some arise to provide us with new experiences, those that enable us to realize our greater potential, our true purpose, or our unique life goals. Yes, there are challenges with change, but there is opportunity as well. Chances for us to embolden our ability, our resourcefulness, our philanthropy, and our future endeavors. The process of change helps us realize more about ourselves, what we value, and how we can learn from and benefit the world around us. Personal growth happens when we leave our comfort zone. So I challenge you to seek change when you need it, or to craft a new perspective. Remember that life is not easy, and the things that are most important to us are worth working for. Remember to push yourself to your full potential. Believe in yourself and dream big. Become an inventor, writer, artist, or politician. Join the medical field or the armed forces. Go to college, learn a trade, travel, or get a hobby. Enjoy your life. Remember to always stay positive and celebrate this happiness every day. Above it all, never lose faith in yourself and your ability. You have come too far to let any negativity upset you or hold you back from your success. Make choices to better yourself and our future, the world's future. Graduates, thank you so much for your time at DAE, for evolving into such great role models for our younger students, for encouraging and uplifting many of your peers and teachers' attitudes throughout your time here. Thank you for your help in paving the way for others like you through your inspiration and perseverance. I have every confidence that you will all do great things. As you transition into adulthood, our hope is that you will always remember to walk with your head high, your best foot forward, and to flash that beautiful smile, as we will certainly miss seeing it at school. You are the foundation of our future, and we cannot wait to watch you thrive. Congratulations to the 2019 Alt Ed class. You have done it.
Thank you, Ms. Weekly, for your words of inspiration. The graduating senior earning the highest honor in the class of 2019 represents a tremendous amount of dedication, commitment, and hard work. Our valedictorian has proven herself to be a highly motivated young woman. She is one of our early grads and will be attending Oakland University in the fall. It is with great pride that we honor our 2019 valedictorian, Adrian Isaac. Adrian, can you come to the stage and say The senior being honored this evening as our salutatorian is another determined and motivated young woman who earned her high school diploma in 3 years and will be attending the University of Michigan Flint in the fall. It is with great pride that we honor the class of 2019 salutatorian, Mesa Lum. To announce our next awards is DAE's guidance counselor, Ms. Kathy Bennett.
Community Service Award recognizes students who have volunteered in their community and have contributed a minimum of 120 hours throughout their high school career. These students can be recognized by the white cords that they are wearing this evening. Our students volunteered their time to organizations such as the Food Bank of Eastern Michigan, the Davis and Odd Fellows, Journey Ministries, and serving area youth organizations. At this time, I would like Brendan Early, Adrian Isaac, and Jaylon Johnson to please stand for the recognition they've earned. Okay. A very special part of the ceremony is a presentation of scholarships. I'm pleased to announce that 4 students will be awarded scholarships this evening. This is a very exciting time for these students as the scholarships being awarded have not been revealed to the recipients. These scholarships are being awarded by organizations who have been longtime supporters of our graduates. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Daniel Isham as he presents Davison Oddfellow Scholarship.
Good evening. I'm glad to be back another year. The Oddfellows, the money we make selling our refreshments at the car cruises pays for the college scholarships. And then the state Oddfellows matches our funds. So this year we had $10,000. And I would like to, 8,000 went to Davison students. And I'd like Adrian Isaacs to come and collect a $1,000 check.
Thank you, Mr. Isham. Our next scholarship being awarded is the Karina Van Hamlin Memorial Scholarship. Please join me in welcoming Mr. John Van Hamlin.
On the 21st of July of 2018, I woke up to a text from my sister's boyfriend saying that Karina was in a serious accident and she was in a hospital in Petoskey, where Jeremy, her boyfriend, and a renowned violist who was twice nominated for a Grammy for his violin playing, they were performing at a music festival up there in Petoskey. My wife and I immediately left and arrived 4 hours later, and come to find out that she was piggybacking somebody on her back, and she had lost her footing, fell down, hit her head. But the motion had jerked her head back, and it caused a dissection in her artery. It was a small tear in the lining of her artery, which caused the artery to balloon up and cut off blood and oxygen to her brain. She had suffered a couple of strokes and was blind because of it, but she was oriented, she was alert. And for the next 3 days, I was able to talk to her. And I told her that you're going to be in the hospital for a little bit, but we're going to get you out of here. But it's probably going to be about a month or so until you recover. And she told me that was unacceptable. 3 days later, she would eventually die because of the swelling in her brain, and it was kind of unexpected because she was such a healthy person. You know, she exercised all the time, she ate well. I mean, when I say she ate well, she was a vegetarian, so it wasn't exactly well, but no meat, but she was very strict in her diet, and I figured she would live to be 100 years old and take care of my great-grandkids. But she wasn't married. She didn't have any children of her own, but my children were the closest thing to her children, and she loved them dearly. What made Karina such an exceptional person was her passion to reach out to people and serve her community in the arts. She had won an award in broadcasting as a morning DJ in Jackson for the state of Michigan, and often we were driving in that area, we'd listen to the radio, and I'd call her up and say, hey, can you mention my kids over the radio? And she would do that, and they thought that was the greatest thing in the world to hear their aunt call their name over the radio. When she wasn't DJing, she was acting in plays. She was helping others in their plays. I found out at her funeral that her friends of hers thought that she lived in Grand Rapids because she was there often helping with the set and acting and directing and lighting and whatever she could do to help them out. She actually had a couple of books, one about Flint, where we were born and raised, and one about Lansing, where she had spent her college years. She was a self-made, strong, independent woman, and she lived and enjoyed life to the fullest. You know, she didn't have anybody pay for college for herself. She did it herself. She worked her way through that and graduated from Michigan State University. I admired her because she would pick up and leave and go to places like Iceland to take pictures, or California. Got pictures of her hugging these redwood trees, and my sister, who was 36, and she's about 5'6" and about 110 pounds, way opposite of what I look like. She went to Paris, France, took up the cello, which now my daughter is now learning to play. She lived her life when surrounded by the people she loved and doing what she loved the most. Her friends and family were enriched by her passion and her love of life. And she lit up a room when she came in. Everybody gravitated toward her. And we wanted to set up a scholarship aimed at supporting women who are pursuing a degree in the arts. Emily, can you come up here, please? Emily Tackett. It is my pleasure to present Emily Tackett. She will be our first recipient of the scholarship for $1,000, and hope that this is a stepping stone for you to follow your passions and to show the beauty of the world through your eyes and through your lens. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Van Hamlin. Our next scholarships, there's two, being awarded by the Davison Area Chamber of Commerce. Please join me in welcoming Mrs. Tiffany Bridget.
Good evening. I am very proud to be here representing the Davison Chamber, but I am even more proud that I'm here giving out an extra scholarship this year. That would not be possible if it weren't for the overwhelming community support for our annual harvest auction held last October. We raised a record-breaking amount of money, and all the proceeds go to these scholarships. I urge you to continue to support the Chamber so that this tradition can continue. I have personally had the pleasure of meeting several of you through the mock interviews. What a great group of kids you have. Congratulations, class of 2019. Without further ado, let me introduce the two scholarship recipients. Diego Frias Martinez. And Mariah Creason.
Thank you, Mrs. Bridget, for your generosity and support. Now, please join me in welcoming Mr. Walt White to the podium, where he will be presenting the Larry Liskey Memorial Scholarship.
Good evening. The Larry Liskey Memorial Scholarship was established by his family in 2000. The Liskey family awards a $500 scholarship to the student who possesses the potential to be successful in life because of their special abilities that may be further developed through higher education. This year's recipient of the Larry Liskey Memorial is Adrian Isaac.
Mrs. Bennett and Mr. White, and thank you so much to all the organizations for their generosity and commitment to the success of our graduates. Congratulations to all of our DAE scholarship recipients. I'm confident these scholarships will serve you well as you continue your education. And seniors, now for that special moment that I know all of you have been waiting for. Are you ready? Superintendent Brown and the Board of Education members here with us tonight, these students before you have met or exceeded the graduation requirements set forth by the Davison Community Schools Board of Education as well as those of the state of Michigan. Ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to present the 2019 Davison Alternative Education graduates. Students, please stand. As our students stand and walk to the back of the stage to receive their diplomas, I would like to thank everyone for their assistance and support with tonight's ceremony. Thank you to the Davison School Board members, Mrs. Rhines, Mr. Hare, and Mr. Smith for contributing your time and support for our graduates. Superintendent Brown, Assistant Superintendent Lobin, thank you for being here this evening. A special thanks to all the administrators here this evening. I know this is a very busy time for all of you, and your presence here is greatly appreciated. Thank you to the Davison High School String Orchestra under the guidance of Mr. Schuster, yet another outstanding contribution to these proceedings. Thank you to Mrs. Rooker, Ms. Brooks, Mr. Tuttle, and Mrs. Trombley for your help behind the scenes. And finally, thank you to all the DAE staff. You are an amazing team. My appreciation for your hard work and dedication to your students is endless. I'm honored to work beside you. Please, would you all join me in thanking this incredible staff and the people tonight.
Emily Ann Owen. Michaela Jane Peters. Danielle Evelyn Monroe. Alexi Shannon Lynn Bartels. Mesa Marie Lum. Taya Monique McCoy. Jillian Rose Hayes. Ethan Alexander Moore. Olivia Ann Stohan. Dylan Anthony Richards. Dylan Matthew Babcock. Tristan Joseph Garrett. Brendan Owen Early. Tyler Austin Schwartz. Khalees Cameron Watson.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hunter Poakala Yogi. Brady Alexander Pastiva. Kaylee Ann Rexford. Mariah Catherine, go ahead. Mariah Catherine Creason. Emily Marie Tackett. Monty David Daniel Sebastian Herman. Alexandria Colleen Marie Ruff. Kira Ray Osborne. That's okay. No, you're fine. Adrian Ashley Isaac. Okay. Diego Armando Frias Martinez. Brett George Lurvy. Gage Liam Hudkins. You're good. Caleb Hunter Colley. Jaylon Lee Ashton Johnson. Lydia Isabel Nieves. Oakley Aerosmith Curtin. Ashley Nicole Coleman. Natalie Marie Thompson.
Graduates, would you please stand and face the audience? Please grab your tassel, and on the count of 3, we'll move it to the left. 1, 2, 3. Ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to present the Davison Alternative Education class of 2019. Thank you, everyone, for being here tonight. Have a good evening.